know, there's been a lot of questions, a lot of chatter in the internet, people saying things, asking questions about this or that, especially what marker to get for my Blackbook. A graphic marker, an oil-based graphic marker, a paint pen. What to get? All of them! That's right, you need all of them. And I'm not just trying to sell you markers. They do serve a purpose, and we'll show that to you today. So why don't we go ahead and get started doing this video. Oh, before we do, let's look at a few comments on the previous video, because you guys love this. Yeah, I'm sure says, bring back the spur tag.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Klops121, he says, what a polite cat above the container. Yes, quite a polite cat. All right, guys, so the fifth comment is also about the cat. So we're going to go ahead and skip over the cat comments. Sorry, guys. Only one cat comment gets in this video. And the next comment is from Torture Killa 2 trademark. He's trademarked that. So don't bite him. He said, damn, GR, I thought we were going to have to call the police because you was MIA. And then he says... and we don't call the police for shit.
Oh, fudge.
That's your right. That is your right. You can or you can't. It's up to you. Live your life. Don't let anyone tell you how to live your life. Anyways. Let's get started on the video. All right, guys, so we're about to get started with this piece, and as you can see, it's a blocky affair, and it says Luck, L-U-C-K. Very simple letters. You know, when you're doing these type of things, it's good to have some legibility, but it's not necessary. You can go fully wild. You can do whatever you want. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. But as you can see, I'm just doing this as an example. We got some connecting points, finding places where the letter ends, where I can create some kind of avenues to connect other things to each other, and it's pretty simple stuff. You can find your path. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Speaking of paths, right now I'm working on my 3D, and I'm doing a drop-down 3D, so I'm doing a series of vertical lines, which I will be connecting with the horizontal ones. On this lower part of the 3D on the left, I think it's a little too fat, and you'll see me correct it later in the video. But it's a simple technique. Just do vertical lines down and you got your 3D. So let's go ahead and start erasing this so we can get to the meat of the matter, and it is what type of pens we're going to be using in this video. Now first we're doing the outline, and I'm using these water-based, or I guess you could say India ink based markers. I think they're an India ink that's inside of these. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but these are the Sensei markers, and they write like an India ink pen. I'm pretty sure they are. But they are beautiful. They're very rich black, and they're great for outlining your pieces, and they don't seem to react too easily with the alcohol-based inks. Nevertheless, don't hit too heavy on your edge because you might make it smear. But I really love the color out of these markers. I also like the Pigmas as well. Now these I like a lot because they have this 1mm nib marker. It's very, very precise, but you still have a little bit of edge to it. All right, up next is an Ironlak Striker. This is an alcohol-based graphic marker, very similar to a Prismacolor, very similar to a Copic, very similar to a touch marker, very similar to the Style File. There's so many of these graphic markers on the market today, and almost all of them are alcohol-based. So if you go over them, they tend to bleed into each other. They reactivate, and that is a desired trait for these markers. And we'll get into that in a second here. So just keep that in mind. Alcohol-based markers. This is a Copic marker. It is also alcohol-based. Now I really like these alcohol-based markers when I got to do a lot of filling. If I got to cover a lot of area, they're really good for that. You know, with a paint pen, it usually takes a little bit longer, but with one of these, you just fill it right in. You're good to go. All right, up next is a Style File. Again, this is another graphic marker, alcohol-based. What I like about these in particular, the gray barreled Style File markers, is they have that very, very pliable brush nib. I think their brush nib is far superior to the one that Molotov makes. Me personally, I love the gray Style Files, and I'm kind of bummed because a little bird told me that they might stop making the markers. Hopefully not. We'll see. Anyways, I'm filling in with another Ironlak Striker. The reason why I'm trying these, they sent us a whole bunch of them, so we might be putting them in packs. I want to see how they write. Now, keep in mind, I'm not using wet on wet right here. I'm getting kind of lazy with the fill, just trying to finish the video, so that it could have been a bit smoother. That is not the marker's fault. That's me. Oh, this is a touch marker. I brought one of these in from the art supply store. These used to be my favorite graphic markers when I was younger. And again, another alcohol-based marker. That's what they are. And they work really nice, and they do blend in with the others. So I think you'd be happy with them. You know, I just kind of tossed it in for fun. They do have a very nice nib. I really do enjoy them. Now let's get to something interesting. These are also dye-based markers. They're graphic markers, but they are a more traditional solvent-based marker. Now I know alcohol's a solvent too. I guess you could call them oil-based markers, okay? Now the cool thing about them is they are graphic markers and they can bleed. But if you look at this picture I have here, on the left side of the A, on the lower part, there is a little shadow, and on the right-hand side there's a shadow too. The left is with alcohol, the right is with the oil-based marker, and as you can see, it's a lot crisper, more crisp, because the oil-based marker doesn't react as easily with the alcohol. So you can get a much sharper, cleaner line, and you'll see this later in the video. But let's do a quick little example right here. As you can see, I'm running that through. If that was an alcohol-based marker, it would totally just spread out. Now, it will do a little bit because it is a dye-type marker, but as far as sharpness goes, it's about as sharp as you can get with the dye-type marker, and I like that quite a bit. So let's go ahead and just start lacing in some little details right here. This little alien or something, I don't know what it is. Use your imagination when you're filling your piece. You can do whatever you want, whatever your heart. You can put hearts inside your fill if you like. You can do whatever you want. All right, now here comes an interesting part. We're going to be using a water-based paint pen. This is a Molotov One For All marker. And this, you know, a paint is going to be different than a dye-type marker. Where a dye-type marker, you have the dye pigment dissolved. Oh, I fixed it right there. You see that? The dye pigment dissolved into the solvent carrier. A paint pen uses a pigment, a binder, and the solvent, and it creates a much more opaque image. And as you can see, the halo or outer I did is very opaque, and you're able to cut back over stuff with it. So it serves a big purpose. Okay, dope. Now we're lacing in the oil-based marker. That's the Magic Ink 500, one of my favorite markers. And I'm going over the alcohol-based stuff, and as you can see, it looks very sharp and very clean, and it's not blending in like the touch did. It's a really, really cool combo. Very clean, but very, very smooth writing. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the paint pens. Again, this is a paint marker. It uses a binder, it uses a solvent, and it uses the pigment, which is suspended within the mixture. So it does separate, but at the same time, you get nice, clean, sharp, opaque lines. As you can see, I'm going over the black with this. If I did a alcohol-based graphic marker, it would just bleed right into it. You wouldn't be able to see anything. So that's really the advantage of the paint pen, is you can come back and do cutbacks. You can come back and make your lines look sharper. You can do all your cleanup with the pen, do doodads, anything that needs to be opaque. The paint pen is really where it's at. Oh, speaking of opaque, you gotta have that opaque white marker, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and lace this over. We're just doing some shines right now. I'm gonna do another little technique with my shines here. I'll show you guys in a second here. We're just gonna do some little fat highlights on the shines. Watch, you'll see here in a second, somewhere around here. This is a Molotov One For All marker, by the way, in case you did not know. Anyways, all right, we're gonna be doing some tags, and again, this is another paint pen, opaque silver ink. And again, silver has to be a paint pen. There's no silver dye, at least not that I know of. But yeah, I guess that's it. We got some tags, hit off Blink, hit off AB, RIP, hit off the homie Sec, hit off the homie Mode, RIP. Got a little tag for Luck in there, and a GR to top it all off as well. All right, that's it for this little segment. Let's go to the closeout. You can do any style you want. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Old school, new school, LA style, New York style, Philadelphia style, Euro style, trash graph, whatever you like to do, whatever makes you happy. Flex your own style, be you, be unique, but just use the markers correctly. Or not. Throw it all out the window, because none of it matters. But you matter. You matter a lot. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Have fun, do your art, do it for you, because your personal gratification is what's most important. And have fun doing it. Remember this ArtPrimo video, 206-365-4083. Again, 206-365-4083. Thank you very much for watching our videos. Namaste. Praise the Lord. Fight the power. See you guys later. Peace.